Hey, listen, you guys, this is Motell Granite. I got a very special guest with me today. I'll let him introduce himself, but this is TJ, and I did a video earlier where I was talking about flipping, and this is the actual flipper. So this is the acrobat himself doing it. But we're gonna do this session today called "Going Back to Cali," and him and I got some linkage and some history that's California based, and now we're on the east side or whatever, the east coast for the most part in Cleveland, but we west coast dreaming, you know what I mean? So we got a fantasy of going back. So TJ, I want to welcome you to the Kold, Krown the Good Always Win program. So whatever you want to say about either going back to Cali or discussing some things, we can do it.
Well, just going back to California, it's like, I don't know, it's like way better because I noticed from here to California, it's about just about how I used to live and how I used to be raised. Out here, people, they cool, but it's like the kids wise, they act like they got no common sense. And like, I'm sorry if like you take offense to it, but it really just sit back and observe. It, well, yeah, just watch back and look at the kids and just look at them. You're gonna get mad and you're like, why am I even here? Let me go back where I came from. And just about California, you think like, oh, you like California be about the Hollywood. It's not about the Hollywood. I grew up in the suburbs, I also grew up in the ghettos, the area hoods of Compton, Inglewood, and Watts.
So
Yeah, go ahead, Mr.
no, that's pretty sweet. So you can throw up the W, and that's just nothing but total respect for the West Coast because it just feels like a different life. Now I spent some time in San Diego, and San Diego is like 73-degree weather, like almost all the time. It feels like, and it does seem like the people are different, a little bit more.
Chill.
I hate to use this word, but like surfboard, like in terms of
like rock on.
It could literally be a CEO dude that's wearing flip flops on the beach and look like a bum for the most part, but he's like a CEO of some kind of electric company or some electronic company or something like that.
Yeah, he might be the CEO of Hasbro. You really look at it.
Yeah, he might be. But what we're thinking about on this side, because we had the same classroom that we're in, and we get a chance to watch tomfoolery at its all-time high. Now, this young man is not very old, but he's seasoned beyond a lot of young people. That's why I'm very honored to do the interview session with him today. But he has a lot of views that are more driven to not being inside of the school, but are much more beneficial outside. So he questions, the actual education that's being taught inside of the school. And
it's not just the education. I just question just to know because I realize they can hand me a peck and I won't know squat. But if you want to teach a kid, you gotta pretty much touch them by the heart. And it's crazy because what they used to teach me in California and out here they were just like, here you go. And they were just like, and I know there's people put themselves in categories like, these are the jocks, these are the cheerleaders, these are the dweebs, these are the nerds, these are the losers, and these are the goths. And I noticed with California, there's like everybody's blended into one. Ain't nobody putting themselves in categories. Ain't nobody, they understand they could put themselves in their shoes. But the tomfoolery that's in class, and I realized you try to explain to them, you're gonna get really irritated and think like very malicious. It's sad. But like these kids is like how old? Like 14, 13?
14, 13, 15.
And they acting like little kids, like third graders, fourth graders, and it was sad. While I grew up with the little kids was acting like way more mature than them.
So here we are in positions of power or educating, and there's a problem. We want to try and make people educated and be better than what they are at this stage, and how they can develop to become respectable, kings and queens, which is a term that we use quite a bit. Yeah. And we just want, before anybody gets it misconstrued or consider this controversy or trying to get rid of people. It's just we want things to be better, and we have a higher understanding of the way things should be. And we sometimes think about ancestors, period, who would be totally disappointed with the productivity that we are displaying nowadays. And
And it's
no-
crazy.
yeah,
Cause like with me, people could think like I tell them what I mix with, what I have, this or this and this, and I tell them, look at Pocahontas. She was been took it away at 7 years old. If Pocahontas was alive now, she would probably killed off majority of the kids that's like weak. Think instead of bronze, they always go with the muscle before they go with the brains. And I was like, what's crazy? It's like all kids think like they run the world. They think like the world revolves around them. But if you really truly look at the world, it don't revolve around you. It don't revolve around me. It revolves around life itself. And people be think like, oh well, I live on this earth. Let me dig it up. Let me dig it up. No, like seriously, like look at the earth as your mother. It gives you everything that you need. It gives you everything that you want. But you turn around, hurt your mother. You turn around, deforesting your mother's trees that she gave to you to hide from the predators. No, look at the jungle and cut down, I don't know, 300 acres of it. How many animals do you think you would kill, Ms. Goodwin?
beyond the number that I can count, because if you start to count critters and insects and all those things are involved, ants,
Earthworms,
I'll-
beetles, butterflies.
if we're going to count all of that, that's going to be a lot. See, the average person might not be thinking about that. They might just be thinking about a deer or some water buffalo or something like
Right,
that.
it's
But-
some little mammal or reptile.
Yeah, but what about those little small things that are affected as well?
Yeah, and they don't realize that everything plays an important role, even if you think if it's just a small organism. Look at the bullet ant. Look at a leafcutter ant. You think they will go at war with each other?
Right.
If they have some food, say like you dropped, I don't know, piece of watermelon, and it's like two different little ant colonies, leaf cutters and bullet ants. You think they're gonna fight each other, or they're gonna work together by breaking up that food and split it evenly?
Work together to split it up evenly.
Right, because it's everything about it with them is survival first.
In unity and coming together to do the main point. From the survival standpoint, eating is the main objective. So they work together to make sure that eating is what's necessary. So
Yeah.
I think we, for sure, are supposed to be the ones in charge of the planet. But I think the animals are the ones that lead, because they lead by example. So
Right.
like their lifestyles.
Are the like native and purest lifestyle. Like look at us. We got phones, computers, tablets. If a man start arguing with another man and they get into a conflict, what's the first person gonna do? Are you gonna stop, break up the fight, or you gonna pull out your phone and record?
Yeah.
And what's sad about it, it's like even grown people, like grown men, grown women, and I look at a man that will pull out his phone and records a fight. I don't look at you as a man. I look at you as a child in a grown man's body.
Mhm.
And they'll get offended about that. Like, oh no, I'm a man. I'll pay for this and this and this and this. Yeah, if you was a man or an independent woman and you stand for what's right, then why you didn't stand up and help that one person that was on the ground getting his face drilled in an MMA fighting style? I'm like, oh. And I noticed some people just fashion with just violence. What's so good about violence?
I can't really think of many things that's good about violence, wars or just the whole thing of, like you mentioned, whether it's some type of technology program, a social media deal, where it is, the stories are fabricated and people are being beat and hurt, and there's people laughing and celebrating watching it, and it's getting likes and views,
Right.
a whole bunch of that stuff.
And it's crazy. And this goes weird. Alright, I'm gonna have to put in murder for our past. If a person behind a gun shoots another person that's in front of the gun, who do you think is going to get more memories? The person that shot that person or the person that got murdered?
that has more memories.
Yeah, going to get like, oh, I remember this person. He was so good. Oh,
Now, the person that was they killed when they got shot?
Mhm.
Well, with the shooter then, right?
No, like really look at it. Like the shooter. Say like in last year, there was how many people that got killed? I think it was 163 people that got killed for those 100 days and 100 nights. And it wasn't just men and women; it was also children too, and it was sad. Ain't nobody know the shooters that was doing it, but they all remember the people that had got killed. They would say, "Oh, it's too soon for this person that got killed," and it's sad and it's crazy. For this winter, I fear like it's gonna be a real long winter. People gonna get so frustrated and gonna want to start like murdering people. And I'm only like 15 years old, and I'm already seeing people getting killed. And I'm already seeing like bad population. It's not even just the population, just malicious ways of thinking. And if we just put aside our hate and our race and our color and all the other stuff, that don't really mean nothing. And we get sit down and have one-on-one conversation with each other, I bet everybody in the world would be friends. Like, look at a baby perhaps, ignorant, don't know no better, but always smiling, laughing, giggling. Even if you be like upset and hate children, and you hear that baby's laugh, you're gonna start smiling and you're like, oh, I love this child.
Yep, feeling better about yourself.
Right, and it's, go ahead, finish it.
No, but the thing is, it's like what he's saying is, so the younger we are, the more intelligent we actually are.
Mm-hmm.
The older we get, the more dumb and ignorant we become.
Right.
So a baby, another thing too, is born with the ability to swim.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so if you think about it, a baby's already inside of a mother's womb, and there's solutions inside of there. So there's this swimming device. So if a baby was born and you was able to put a baby directly into a pool of water, it would just swim because it just left that natural habitat. But it's the people that get older, when you run into an adult, some lady or something that could be 35 or 37, oh, I don't know how to swim. Well, you did at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't know how now because you deprogrammed yourself.
Yeah, because, like, and it was crazy. My grandfather told me this. Like, he didn't have no type of phone. If you wanted to talk to the person, it was face to face. But now he said, my generation is so lazy. We could just tap on our screens. And I got a bad feeling. We gonna one day just look down on our screens. We look back up like, what the heck happened to the world?
Wow.
Why is everything so destroyed? Why does everything look like a desert? I don't know. We have machines. What you think is gonna number one cause? Look at China. They got so many machines, but look at the pollution there. Their drinking water is not clean. Their air is not clean. The men to women ratio is 5 to 1.
5 to 1 men to women?
Men to women.
Wow.
Like 5 men to every 1 woman.
Really?
That's crazy. And they say only a parent gets to have 2 children. But now when I look at my ancestors, just to have like maybe 3 children, 4 children to help out with the lifestyle that we used to live. Native Americans are like the most purest people, but they still fighting for their lives. And I look at the Native Americans and I envy them. Winnie the Choni to all my people. That means water is life. And really look at it. You pollute your water, which you're gonna have to drink. Everything needs water. Your carbonated beverages, your alcohol. Well, not your alcohol because it needs sugar, but how that sugar cane is gonna grow. It needs water. So really look at it. Everything needs water. And what's so bad about Trump, he passed that law through North Dakota. They get to dig through their land just for some oil. It's a black snake in the grass, and it's crazy. Everything, the root of all evil, knowledge and money. The more knowledge you have, the more malicious you start thinking. The more ways you think like, okay, I can get this money this out, and it's crazy.
And people get stepped on a lot of times in that process.
Right.
And so sometimes, whether it's the media, which is a whole nother level of a conversation, but the media creates what we call a smoke screen to try and, like a magic trick, like hocus pocus, and throw a screen up, and then once that part is the distraction, whatever's happening behind the curtain
can't be seen.
Can't be seen, and so now the mischievousness is being done, and then you pull the curtain back off, and now the crowd is just clapping because they feel like it's a magic trick. Well, we just got hoodwinked, bamboozled, and tricked. in the
Right.
process. So we have to pay attention, and the newspapers can say something like, well, I'm not going to say it because we talked about it a little bit earlier, but it's controversial statements that the newspaper prints about this person hurt that person.
Mhm.
And it looks like this person should be on another level, and that person is like weak and feeble and shouldn't be bothered. But
Right.
nonetheless, the strong looks
What's
like.
what's the story behind it? What
Well,
really happened?
See, we talked about it, but the thing is that the media is not going to do that, and some person who is not in any of the systems that are helping other people have input and say, that's a shame. I can't believe such and such did that.
Right, they be like,
Yeah.
he was a good person. You
Yeah.
understand what made him want to do this?
Yeah.
Look at the a-hole as a student. The student don't come to class. He always be disrespectful to the teacher. He always cussing him out. He always threatened him and his family. He got fed up just one day and just like, you said what? Oh, mop the floor with him. And you think like, and it was crazy. Kids think they run the world. Back at it again. They think like nothing's gonna happen. If you keep teasing these boys and you keep acting like you ain't, it's not gonna happen to you. You gonna mess with the boy, you gonna get the horns, you gonna get gored. It's not funny. And he always be like, oh, she didn't do nothing, he didn't do nothing, he did this and this and this. Don't point the finger at him, because the person that always getting hurt is sometimes, but the person that always like get the snot beat out of them is majority their fault. And they always like, oh no, I didn't do nothing. He wants to play Mr. Innocent. She wants to play Mr. Innocent. Nobody's innocent no more. Nobody.
No more
even if
innocent.
you're a virgin, even if you haven't sinned, you're not innocent. You're like, I'm sorry, but who said the truth will never hurt? Seriously.
So, no, this is heavy stuff, and I'm so glad that we're getting a chance to do this interview, because this is about going back to Cali. So what are some of the things you think you would do if you hopped on a plane like this weekend?
Right, that's a plane. A train would be cool. Because I get to take my time with this.
Okay, well, I was trying to get you there fast, but I don't know if you've seen the movie The Murder on the Orient Express.
Oh,
So that's kind of a scary thing to do. So you might want to fly it. No, I'm just playing. But so taking a train, and getting a chance to enjoy the surroundings,
Life.
going through different cities and experiencing the fact that like Biggie made a song, I'm going back to Cali.
Hey.
Oh, I'm going. Oh,
Right.
But anyway,
But
so
what's so fascinating about California is just like,
Yeah.
really just look at it. It's not just about the pop. It's not about the culture. It's about the life there. They be saying, oh, don't go to the hoods, the ghetto. There's too many Crips Bloods in there. Yeah, my mama is a Blood. My father's a Crip. My mother's from Watson. She a Paru. My dad is Cali Park Compton Crip. And he made made 3 beautiful children. My little half brother, but I consider him as a brother, a full blood brother. I love him. That's my best friend. And his dad is a stinking Paru, and he's a snake. He's skyfy, he's sneaky, but let's not get with that. But what's so fascinating about California, it's not because I was born there, not because I was raised there, because it's more like people just chill, relax there. People will have the time and energy to sit down and understand what you are going through. They will take off their shoes and put your shoes on to see how you feel, how you walk through, see how you look through. Because it's crazy out here, people look through a peephole. But out there in California, you could talk to a stoner, and I bet that stoner will have his eyes wide open. His third eye will be, I see that. I know how he's feeling. I know how she's feeling. The people in California, they cool. You can say, oh, they dreamers. Oh, they're drug dealers. Yeah, because they realize they're not just drug dealers. It's not just about dreamers. That's everybody. If you in a bad crisis, you in a bad crisis.
Well, let me
Just
ask
make
you
the
this.
best out of it.
Let me ask you this real quick. What does money mean to you?
Nothing. It's a burden. What money means to me is just evil. And when I notice when I have money, I start getting mad because I get less and less money. But once I have a great amount of money, I start getting depressed. But once I have like an okay amount of money, I start like, okay, I could do this, but I'm gonna get mad and sad. I could get this, but I could be depressed and dragged down and have like, wait, this. Would you rather release all your burdens or be drowned with your burdens?
Wow. So
That's what money really
well,
is.
think about it. And money is, this is a young man saying this that's 15, and we have adults that will do anything, degrade themselves or whatever, in the name of money, for the sake of money. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I'm thankful that I get a chance to do an interview with this young warrior and champion, is because he brings a whole nother perspective to the table that's a very mature one. It's full of passion and compassion for other people. And even if there are some times where we experience anger,
Right.
it's because we just want things to be better. And that's really what it's about, you know. So there could be a blow up, whether it's in a classroom or outside
Right.
with another person, because the thing is like, man, why can't you just act in a respectable manner? For example, let me ask you this real quick before we go.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about relationships?
If you're not ready for a commitment, don't hop into a relationship. And I know this, I'm only 15 years old, and I already had like 17 girlfriends already. That's growing up from like 4th grade to 3rd grade. And I noticed they just want somebody to be with them. It's just probably the girls that I go out with. It's like, I don't know. Some people go out with the popular girls. With me, I just look out for the girls that's like in the back, well, what they say, outcast or a duff or an ugly. But if you're not ready for a relationship, what's so a rush for that commitment? And people don't get this, and they be like, look at a male, he could be horny as a dog. And at the end of the day, it's like, what do you really want? You just want to be with that person and commit a relationship and a bond, or you just want to get inside that girl's pants and just up and leave her? And it's so sad. It's like, I have a friend that did that, and he said, what's the point? Well, I cheat all the time. Why you in a relationship if you cheating on your girlfriends, I should say? And I'm like, well, they just nothing but hoes to me. That's, no. A woman has feelings, men has feelings. Treat them like how you want to be treated. And I look at a relationship as a beautiful thing. I look at it like a mini marriage. And
Right.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And you know what?
Marriage.
That is a sweet way to end it, with a mini marriage. So this is our segment of going back to Cali. We talked about relationships, money, and the earth and the land and stuff like that, which is very valuable. But we are running out of time. So TJ, I definitely appreciate you for coming on and doing this interview. And we're going to do more. If you guys want to see TJ, we want you to subscribe. We want you to like and
put a comment down
and
saying,
comment.
Bring back TJ.
Yeah, bring back TJ. Bring back TJ. Because let me say this right now. We got to get these experiences in before he heads back to Cali.
Yeah.
And he's
if you like this video, and if you want to share it and comment, go ahead, share it with your friends, share it with your family. And it's not just about the negative and positive. It's about family.
It's about family. And that's kind of where we're going to go.
Yeah.
Family is the whole thing. So for anybody, don't get it out of line. This is about family and unity and coming together. So y'all take care of yourself. Peace.
Love y'all.